And now, ladies and gentlemen, dinner with Roy Clark.
All right, folks, we're going to start off the second half of the show with Richard.
Roy, Brett from Owasso wants to know, why did you choose Tulsa?
I think we chose each other. I have played in Tulsa many times through the years, and I was getting ready to move in the center part of the country, as opposed to living on either coast, where you had to make a day's trip to start a tour and a day's trip to end the tour. If I could live somewhere in the Midwest, I would have an additional 20-some days at home. So that was attractive. And I looked around, found a place I fell in love with, and that's how I wound up here.
All right.
Meaning right up the road.
Phyllis from Tulsa wants to know about those early years when you slept in the car and pulled a little trailer for a year while getting started.
Yeah.
Is that true? You did that?
It's very true. In fact, I bought that little fiberglass trailer with everything I owned in it, all my clothes, my show clothes, and instruments, amplifiers. And if I could have found a job, I couldn't have worked it. I couldn't have anything to dress in. And I bought that little trailer off of George Jones. Yeah.
And how did you do that?
He was getting a bigger one.
How did you do that? Did you drive yourself and then play and then get back in the car and drive, or did you have help?
No, sometimes I walked. How else do you think I could have done it?
How does it feel to have a grade school named in your honor? The second part of that is, did they give you an IQ test?
No, neither one. You just made that up.
It's on the card.
No, but having a grade school named in your honor is one of the highest honors I've ever received. Can you imagine some little guy or little girl coming up and says, I go to Roy Clark School? It don't get any better than that.
I'd like to know how your first trip to Russia came about. How did that happen?
It took a year and a half for all the red tape to be cut where we could get in. And they said, our embassy said, we will never know in our lifetime the good that we accomplished. And we had the whole back page of Pravda, which is the Russian news agency, that said, it went and it critiqued our show like they really had paid attention. Sure enough, it took a while, but we went back in 1985.
Roy, what was it like between the first time you went and the second time you went in terms of the openness of the society and all of that kind of thing?
Very obvious, because the first time, neither one of us, either the Russians or us, knew exactly what was expected of each other. One of the big differences between the first trip and the second trip, we were invited out to the first country music nightclub in Russia, and they dedicated the whole evening to us, and everything was done like a little skit, and they come out and everybody's singing, and their big tune was Coming Around the Mountain. I swear to you, and they would sing it, be coming around the mountain, where she comes, and they'd look for our approval. Like I say, it's an experience to be there and to watch the difference that is the sameness of both of us, and that's music. Mm-hmm. It does soothe the savage beast.
A lot of folks would like to hear about Hee Haw.
Frank from Muskogee wants to know how you got started on Hee Haw. How did that whole process get in gear?
Jim Halsey came to me and said they called and they're ready to start and do that show. I said, start and do what show? They said, well, they're calling it Hee Haw. I said, you're calling what Hee Haw? He said, well, that's just a working title. Probably come up with a clever name before it's over. You think back on it and you say, I mean, how much of a clique do you have? Hee-haw, that tells it all. The next thing you know, we take the summer replacement the Smothers Brothers had and started airing the Hee-haw. And it didn't take 2 weeks, and it was the #1 rated show. And that upset everybody in New York. And they couldn't understand it. That all the money they put into all this sophisticated stuff that you could get a chicken and a pig and have a hit. But it was the trip to get to know Junior. Junior Samples, bless his heart. He come in one day and he had one green sock and one red sock. I said, you're a little mixed up, ain't you, Junior? He said, no, I got a pair at home just like them. And he was serious. It was just a joy to get to know these people and watch them just blend in and be part of the family. So the togetherness, love for each other is exactly what made Hee Haw work. It was the underlying love that everyone cared for someone else. And so if anybody's getting ready to start that up again, I'm ready for you.
Thank you all very much. We appreciate it. Roy Clark, ladies and gentlemen. Roy Clark.
Bless your heart.